So today we are going to sketch Undertaker from WWE. His real name is Mark William Calloway, better known in a ring name as Undertaker. So I'm just a huge fan of Undertaker, and everyone in this world literally know about Undertaker in any ways, in just a horror way or a wrestler or anything, but everyone know Undertaker. So before we are going to start this tutorial for the good cause, we start this tutorial, my only goal is to share art and portrait art to every single person in this world. So today's like goal will be 10. So subscribe, share and comment how much you will rate my tutorial of this part 1 of Undertaker. And if you want to buy every tool that I am using in this particular tutorial, or every tutorial that I have used, I have given links of the products and tools in my description box, so you can check out that. So now techniques, there are different type of techniques, right, to make sketches of portrait or anything. So to begin with, we will decide which technique we are going to use. Example, perspective technique, shape technique, grid techniques, guideline techniques. So we are going to use grid techniques here, and if you don't know how to make grids, you can find out my full tutorial of how to make grids in the description box, or you can also check out my channel. You can find out that video. Dimension of these portraits are 22 cross 18 or 16. You can make anything that you want in vertical and horizontal. Horizontal are 18, so you can make total boxes, and one box is equal to 1.5 centimeter, and 1.5 centimeter every boxes should be equal. And if you don't know how to make apply grid to pages, I have also uploaded a tutorial for it, you can check out that. And paper that I am using is A3. You can use any paper, or you can make it into smaller one like A4 or A5. You can make it into bigger one also. So if you don't know how to apply grid to reference picture that you have using, I have uploaded a complete tutorial, and link will be on the description box, or you can also check out on my channel. And if you want to know full real-time sketch, how I apply pressure, how I apply erasers, how I applied F3 pencils and everything, I have uploaded this complete real-time sketch. And most of the people just charge you for real-time sketches, but I have uploaded in my free on my second channel, which is Switch Sketches 2.0. You can check out the link in description box. So we are going to start with outlines of face and half posture of Undertaker. To make outlines of any portraits, you should zoom out your picture you are using or edit it. And the reason behind this is, when you zoom out, so you can have so many important details, and every line and important lines will be visible on your particle box of the grids when you will zoom out your picture. Which pencil you are using for making outline is also important. So if you are using A2B pencil for making outlines, you won't be able to blend it with the face or any other parts. Don't forget to focus on the outlines of eyes, nose, lips or face, because first things anyone will notice are these three things. So keep on focusing. Focus on the distance between eyes, nose, lips, and these are the important parts. So you should focus on these things first. Before we start shading, the most important thing for any sketch is how good you are shade. You can do good shading requires patience and practice, and shading is equal to a perfect and beautiful sketch. So focus on shading also. So we are going to start with the face and the cap that Undertaker is wearing. So every time you should make pencils easy way, or you should sharp your pencil before starting your sketches. And the pencils that I am using while making this Undertaker sketch are charcoal pencils, and for the face of Undertaker I have used graphite pencils. So for the head or the cap or the attire that Undertaker is wearing is completely more darker side or more blackish, but it is the poster, or you can say that the latest WWE's game, which is WWE 2K22, the wallpaper or the main attraction was Rey Mysterio, but the wallpaper of Undertaker was this one, and the attire that Undertaker wearing is too good and too much detailed, but it is totally black. So to have more darker values and more blackish values, I recommend that use charcoal pencils. And in my previous videos also, I have always told you that if you are going to make clothes, ornaments or something a person is wearing, you should always use a charcoal pencil, because charcoal pencil will perfectly blend easily. You can use mono eraser to have highlights, but to use graphite pencil and have highlights also, if you are going for 8B pencil or more than 10B pencils, that is a darker one, right? So if you are going to erase it, it will not be erased easily. So you have to keep on focusing which pencils you are using also, right? So again, next thing we are going to focus is the cap, upper side of the cap that Undertaker is wearing. So first of all, make a base layer using, you can also use charcoal powder, but before making a base layer, make smaller outlines so that you know where the lines are bending, where different type of lines are going on. So keep on focusing on these things and your sketch will look completely real and more beautiful. So now again, after making the base layer with charcoal pencil, a hard charcoal pencil, first of all, charcoal pencil have these three types. First, harder one, which is more of the lighter black. Second is medium charcoal pencil, which is a little bit more darker. And finally, a soft charcoal pencil, which is the complete darker one, and you can have a complete darker look with the soft charcoal pencil. So for the base layer, you can use, I recommend that use charcoal powder, but I have just shaded it, the base layer, with hard charcoal pencil. And I recommend that sharpen your pencils before making any type of sketches, because it will give you a complete lead look and the flat look will not give you more details. So basically what I'm saying is that always sharp pencils, and you always face a particular problem, and most of people just commented on my videos also that they are unable to sharpen charcoal pencils. So I have uploaded a complete tutorial how to sharpen charcoal pencils on my particular this tutorial in my channel also. You can check out in my playlist how to, and you can find out every important details also. And after sharpening your pencils, I recommend that sharpen your pencils after every 10 or 12 strokes. What it will help you is that you can apply more and more details with those smaller pointed things. Just remember that mechanical pencils are used for outlines and smaller details. So of course you have to sharpen your charcoal pencils and graphite pencils also to have a pointed look, because after 10 or 15 strokes, your nib or the point of your pencil will look a little bit flat, and it will give you more flat look and not a detailed look. So for that reason, you have to sharpen your pencils. Now secondly, for the face part of Undertaker, there are so many details, because there are so many wrinkles, so many smaller details. Because if I am going to make a particular face only, I can see so many details, but the portrait that I am using of Undertaker is little bit up to a waist part. So up to waist part there are so many details, and the attire of Undertaker is so many detailed part. So for that reason, first of all, for the face of Undertaker, I am going to use graphite pencil from H pencil as a base layer. As I always told you that use your shading technique to have blending. Don't use blending stumps always, because your shading will give you a particular more and more beautiful and realistic look. Your blending stumps, tools, different type of tools, earbuds, cotton, tissue, these things are just a cherry on a cake. What I mean about saying cherry on a cake is that cake is made from every possible things, and finally a cherry will give you a more beautiful look. So what I mean about saying this thing is that your shading will make a cake, or your shading will make your portrait or any type of things. Your blending stumps, earbuds, cottons and this type of tools are not going to make your sketch look more beautiful. So focus on shading, and if you don't know how to shade and different type of techniques to shade, I will upload a tutorial soon how to shade and different type of shading techniques also. So for the face part, I have used mechanical pencils, but before mechanical pencils, I have used a base layer with the H pencil, and I have just applied a little bit more pressure to the eyebrows part, and lips part and nose part. These are the more darker parts on the face, right? So for that thing, for the base layer, use H pencil and apply a little bit more pressure with the H pencil only on the parts which are more darker. Then again you can blend it with the blending stump or anything, but I will recommend that blend your sketches after 2 or 3 layers. Second layer should be your 2B pencil or 3B pencil for the only parts which are more darker, or you can also use 0.9 mm mechanical pencil for the smaller details of the face, like eyebrows are not completely visible, but you know how eyebrows directions are going, and if you have made 100-200 sketches, you know where the skin direction is going on and every details are going on, right? So after making these details, now again you should focus on the base layer, because base layer is always important and shading is also important. Now again, I am not making as I always make, like I go box by box, but previously I have just gone for, first of all, for eyes, nose, lips, then face, 10 different type of things. But this particular portrait of Undertaker, charcoal pencils are used from my side, and you can also use charcoal pencil to have darker values. And what charcoal pencil make is that if your thumb or your fingerprint just make in touch with charcoal pencils that you have used in previous above part or any part, your thumbprint will be printed on every part of the drawing paper that you are using, and if you will just erase it with your eraser, it will not be erased easily. So for that thing, I will recommend that just if you are a right-handed person, start your sketch with left and end it with the right, or you can start from up to down also. And if you are left-handed, just start your sketch with right and end with left. It will help you not to print your skin or your skin texture. Okay, so focus on these things also. And as you can see, I have just made a darker parts with the H pencil, and then again I am going to use 2B pencil for the darker parts like mustache and the more details way. So we are going to see every details on the part 2 of Undertaker. It will be a time lapse. So that was all for this tutorial. If you have learned something from this video, subscribe and drop a like. And comment down your question and queries regarding this tutorial. Meanwhile, take care of your loved ones too. Have an artistic day. Tattoos.